Tweeted it. I'm going to retweet it.
Go look for it.
And retweet. Woo! Cool.
Let me find it.
Oh my god, hold on. Cats, get out of here. What are you doing? My cats are like ruining my roommate's desk or Marshall's desk.
No.
Jerks.
Why?
Absolute jerks. They just like touching things for no reason. Just being dicks.
No. Oh
Complete
my god,
assholes.
I went to like a flea market thingy the other weekend, and I bought this like, what was it? I bought this like display cute little like, it's like a fake hot chocolate that's pink and like full of glitter and sprinkles, and I put it on the counter, and it was in the middle of the counter, and they knocked it all the way to the end, and it fell, and it broke off a piece of the macaron that was on top, and I had to like, thankfully it was easy to fix, like I just had to like hot glue it back together, but I was like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, dude, seriously,
Yeah.
fucking cats being evil.
I have a webcam, or not a webcam, but like a security camera pointed into my kitchen to like, so I saw who did it, and I was like, ooh, you bitch.
Fucking bitches. Ugh. Our cats.
Assholes. Cats are assholes. Yep.
Such assholes. Alright, let me press my Zencaster, make sure that we're always recording, regardless.
Recording.
Every time.
Started recording. Yes.
Alright, let me scroll all the way up to the top. Welcome everyone on our
Hello.
YouTube. Hello.
Hi, Tingarius. I know the cats are problems.
Fucking menaces, man. Just trying to ruin our lives.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Freaking jerks.
But I love them.
Check
You
it
know,
out.
now
We
that
have
I don't like have a day job, I just like harass them. Maybe that's why they knock over my shit.
They're
But I'm
like,
just
"Please leave
they're
us alone."
sleeping peacefully in the middle of the day, and I'm just like, I'm gonna pick you up.
Oh, cute. I do too.
So cute, right?
I do
They're
too.
just so when they're just sleeping peacefully, you just want to like touch them.
Yes. Yeah, for real. My cats definitely, I've learned that maybe I should stop harassing them. I should probably wait for their
Maybe
consent.
That's why they harass you back.
We need to be a
Probably
consent
what it
house.
is.
So we got our stickers in of our logo.
Oh, yay for Simicon.
Yes, I haven't
Yay.
done any other stickers because, you know, we have to like get that art commissioned, but here it is.
I love it. Oh my god, I'm so excited to put that shit on my fucking laptop and my water bottle.
I'm putting it on my water bottle
car,
right
literally
now.
everything. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to put it.
Where? Where?
I guess I should put it at the top though. Yeah, there's no space.
Put it on top of the Photoshop one, maybe.
Yeah, I feel bad because that's Martin's sticker, but whatever. We're just gonna stack it.
It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah, we did
yay! And it matches my water bottle, the pink.
We love it.
The pink is like the
Yeah.
perfect color. Dude, I'm so happy. We
Excited.
finally have merch.
I know. It only took us 6 months or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yay. I'm so happy. So we'll have that at SumiCon. Hopefully the tags will be done by then as well. I
Oh
haven't
my
gotten...
god, I hope. They're gonna be so cute.
I know, but I haven't gotten an update on them yet. And I still haven't ordered business cards, but we have a little bit of time. We have like 3 weeks.
Okay.
2
Business
weeks.
cards are like a one-day thing.
Exactly. So it's not really that big of a deal.
I'm not too worried about that. But the stickers, I'm glad those came in.
Yeah, I know. Stickers. Yay.
Now we have
So-
to figure out like an online storefront at some point.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yep. That'll be my job.
We'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We'll figure it out later. I'm just happy at least one thing's checked off the list.
Yes. Yay.
All
On
right.
the miles long to-do list.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. We've got SumiCon coming up that we're gonna do a panel at. Did you want to do a Danmei cosplay while we're there, or because it's like kind of like an 18+ convention, should we just focus on
Yeah.
our own content?
I'm just gonna do an 18+ cosplay, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Because yeah, it would be such a waste if we wore
Just do it
robes.
for like an hour and then like. come back
No,
out
it's not
again.
worth
Yeah.
it. That's not worth
Yeah, I
it.
don't know. Yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Okay. What else? I still gotta bring you all of the souvenirs that I got when I was in
Oh yeah, you can. I
Japan.
can get it from you at Sumi.
Yes.
I'll try to make space in my suitcase.
Yeah, I should have given it to Jeff to give to you when he was meeting
Yeah,
up with
I
you.
saw him on Saturday.
Just didn't
He
think
was
to.
right there.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
completely slipped my
Oh,
mind.
well.
I was like, oh shit, I should have given that to her.
That's okay.
Womp. Okay, we are currently on episode 41 of our podcast, which is amazing. And in fact,
Actually,
looking,
like 43 if you include the bonus episodes.
yes,
Yeah.
which is so cool. Oh my god, it's
Amazing.
made me
I'm so
makes
proud
me
of
so
us.
happy. I'm so proud of us too.
And doing it every week. Yeah.
So looking at our total downloads of all time, we have 9,376 downloads.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's a big number.
Yeah. Like
Wow.
that's
Wow.
amazing that people
did
like
it.
to
We're
listen to.
doing
It's like
it.
we're such a niche podcast too. So
I know. I think that's
about
what helps
one
it, though.
specific book. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. I love how people just are like, y'all podcast. I listen to it. Like when they see us in person. It's like the
Yeah.
best feeling ever.
Our first
Yeah.
episode has 1,500 listens.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah. So I'm
It's
really,
like 10% of our listens.
yeah, I'm just so happy. You guys, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for listening to us. It
Yeah.
really means a
Oh
lot.
my god. Yeah.
And thanks.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, this is such like a passion project, so it's like it's extra meaningful.
Yeah, and it actually helps reinforce my passion for like Danmei and BL. Like I literally consume
That's never gonna
that
die.
content every day. Yeah.
I'm gonna be reading fanfiction until I'm like 80.
Yes.
Y'all better keep writing shit.
I have so much fanfiction to talk about. Also, I really hope that some of these authors that we read fanfiction from, like, eventually discover our podcast and discover that we talk about them.
That would be like, I'd be so honored.
Right?
It's
Right?
Like, I'm a fan of y'all's writing. I would freak out. I'd be fangirling so hard. Oh my god.
For sure. Yeah, for
Yeah.
real. Oh my god. Okay. All right, let's start our recording of episode 41.
Okay, you're up first.
Welcome to BLHQ. I'm Stella Chu.
And I'm Jenny Belly.
This is our weekly podcast breaking down the Danmei web novel Heaven Official's Blessing, written by MXTX. We deep dive a few chapters at a time and discuss themes, cultural backgrounds, and our overall reactions. Spoilers abound and screaming will be had, so you have been warned.
In a recap of last week's episode, Xie Lian and his nameless ghost general Wu Ming infiltrate the Yong'an palace to kill the king. But the king, Long Ying, is already on the verge of death and ends up dying happily in Xie Lian's arms before he can enact his revenge. Angry, Xie Lian goes to another city to release his curse, but then decides to test the Yong'an citizens for 3 days. He lays in the center of the road with a sword in his chest, seeing if anyone will help him, but no one comes. Finally, on the 3rd day, a young man trips over him and curses at him, and then later returns to help him up and gives him a bamboo hat to shield him from the rain. This one act of kindness gives Xie Lian hope and the energy to fight back against White No-Face.
Now we're on chapter 197. Man in Abyss receives a bamboo hat in the rain. White No-Face was sent flying, but he lands steadily and shouts, "Are you mad?" This is the first time that Xie Lian had seen White No-Face so angry, and that makes him extremely pleased. He grabs the black sword and charges forward. "I'm not mad. I've just returned." White No-Face easily dodges his attacks and says, "Have you forgotten how your parents left you, how your people treated you, how your worshippers betrayed you? Just for this man, this puny, insignificant passerby. Now you've forgotten everything?" Xie Lian swings and shouts, "I haven't forgotten, but it's none of your shitty business."
White No-Face grabs the end of the sword and squeezes until blood gushes from his hand. He mutters incredulously, "Useless trash. Useless trash. You're truly useless trash. Having come this far, to this point, you can actually regret? You can actually turn back?" Xie Lian grits his teeth and pushes down on the sword. "You disgust me. So, I refuse to ever become something as disgusting as you." White No-Face says in a calmer voice, "Never mind. This is only your last bit of struggle in the face of death. Have you forgotten what I've told you? The souls of the dead of the battlefield were summoned back by you. Now it is too late. They will not be stopped."
The souls in the black sword cry out again, and Xie Lian's head fills with pain. White No Face asks if he's willing to take on the curse of 10,000 lifetimes for these people. Xie Lian doesn't know what to do, but he spits out confidently, "You won't see what I plan to do. Before that, I'll get rid of you." White No Face says, "How arrogant," and then strikes Xie Lian so forcefully he is struck deeply into the ground. After getting hit with this strike, Xie Lian has a cold realization that there's no way he can win against him. White No Face is just too strong.
Xie Lian has never felt overwhelmed by an enemy, except for the few times that he's sparred against Jun Wu. But Jun Wu is strong in a way that's restricted, deliberate, and careful. The complete opposite of White No Face, whose strength is malicious, murderous, and filled with resentment. Xie Lian thinks that there is no one who can defeat White No Face, except possibly Jun Wu. But how can he reach Jun Wu at this moment? White No Face stomps down on Xie Lian's chest and says, "From the start, it was your arrogance and your naive dreams that's caused everything." Xie Lian's organs burst, but he holds back the mouthful of blood and says, "No, it wasn't me."
White No Face is confused. Xie Lian reaches out and grabs his boot and says with clear, bright eyes, "It's you who brought the human face disease. It's you who caused everything." White No Face smiles. "Perhaps, if you must think that way, but you must understand that if it wasn't for your arrogance in defying the heavens, I would never have appeared in this world. I was born by the will of heaven." Xie Lian's eyes only burn stronger. "Stop thinking so highly of yourself. I don't need you to teach me anything. I can learn on my own. If you represent heaven's will, then something like heaven's will should be destroyed."
Oh my god, I love Xie Lian's confidence has come back.
Yes.
So great. Thunder rolls into the horizon. White No Face says softly, "I took the utmost care in teaching you, but you remain obtuse and stubborn. Crown Prince, I've lost my patience. However, it makes no difference. Either way, you have long since roused them, and now only the last step needs to be taken. Allow me to help you with this last step." He bends down and picks up the black sword and then raises it into the sky. Lightning strikes down onto the sword and then strikes back up. Dark clouds gather like the sea above Yong'an, and countless faces and limbs roll within it. The sun has finally set.
Xie Lian lays on the ground and watches the sky fill with lightning and thunder. Millions of voices cry out from the clouds. The people of Yong'an look up in confusion until they see the faces within the clouds. It quickly turns to chaos. Is this not the apocalypse? Xie Lian is covered in mud and he crawls on the ground as he shouts, "Go home! Go back to your houses! Don't come out! Go run! Go home!" The human face disease is about to be unleashed. White No Face only laughs from the side. "Why so angry? Either way, you can no longer turn back. So why not just enjoy the sweetness of revenge? This is all done by your hands. Appreciate it wholeheartedly."
Xie Lian sucks in a breath and picks up the black sword and then walks to the crowd on the street. The crowd, originally wary of him as he lay in the ground for 2 days, are now mystified by the strange aura that surrounds him, despite his muddy appearance. And this is just a hint that his old royal self has finally returned. Xie Lian explains to the crowd that the clouds in the sky are the human face disease, which causes the people to panic. But Xie Lian calmly grips his sword and raises it forward, telling the crowd to take the sword and stab him. If they do that, they will be cured from the disease. White No Face is stunned. "Crown Prince, have you gone mad?" The people are also bewildered, thinking that Xie Lian is insane. How could they stab him?
I love when I forget that things happen because my jaw is on the floor. Right? The fact that he just volunteers himself to relive the trauma that he lived.
The one thing that really fucked him over and changed his entire personality and made him lose hope in humanity, he's like, "Just do it again. It's fine. Just
It's
do
fine.
it again. We gotta save you.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm shocked and I'm so
Yes.
proud of him that he
Yes.
understands why he needs to do this and it's his choice, and by making it his choice he has all of the power now. He has all of the control.
Yeah, it's no longer torture. This is self-sacrifice, and that's why his like a little bit of his old aura has returned to him. He's like regaining his like heavenly aura.
Oh my
Right?
gosh.
Yeah, it's like a mindset change. It's amazing.
White No Face suddenly bursts out in laughter. Have you lost your mind? Or have you not had enough of the taste of being pierced by 100 swords? No, this time I'm afraid it'll have to be penetrated by millions of swords. Open your eyes and look at the sky. The resentful spirits have enveloped all of Yong'an. The resentful spirits have enveloped all of Yong'an, which means if you want to save the common people, you will have to have all of Yong'an stab you, and you will become nothing but a puddle of flesh within a day. How is a foolish method like this any different than you trying to defy the heavens and create rain back then? Do you think you can save everyone?
Xie Lian replies with his back to him. If a day isn't enough, then let it take a month. If a month won't do, then 2 months. 3 months. If I can't save 10,000, then I'll save 1,000. If I can't save 1,000, then I'll save 100. 10. Even if it's only 1. White No Face shouts outraged. Why? Xie Lian raises his sword and roars. There is no reason why. Because I want to. Even if I told you, a useless trash like you wouldn't understand. White No Face is angrily. You. What did you just call me? Xie Lian ignores him and turns to the crowd, telling them to just stab him once. He won't die, and they will be saved from the curse.
White No Face says incredulously, "You useless trash who brought ruin to your kingdom dare call me useless trash?" Xie Lian ignores him. White No Face grows angrier. "Very well, then I'll sit back and watch just how your obstinance will ruin yourself. However, no matter the end, you've brought it upon yourself. I hope you won't fall apart in the end and come crying to me in regret." The curse is on the verge of being released, and a scared father finally picks up the sword and says that he's willing to try for his son. The crowd is alarmed. "You're actually going to try?" The father hesitates and says that he's sorry, but he wants to save his son.
The man covers his son's eyes and hands him the sword. White No Face watches this and laughs mockingly. Xie Lian stands and waits for the pain, telling himself, "It's all right. I've already hurt too many times. I'll get used to this soon enough." But unexpectedly, just as the sword is about to reach him, it is knocked away by the water merchant. The merchant shouts, "You can't! Do you all not see the blot on his stomach? It's all bloody. Will he really not die? Even if he doesn't die, he still bleeds, no?" The merchant's wife elbows him. Again to stop him from talking, but he says, "We don't know if he really won't contract the disease if we stab him.
Oh, contract.
So let's not just stab blind." Oh, you're right. We don't know if he really won't contract. We don't know if he really won't contract the disease if we stab him. So let's not just stab blindly.
The father looks up at the sky worried, but his son starts crying and throws away the sword. Seeing that his son is afraid of stabbing, the father no longer pushes it and goes back into the crowd. The rest of the crowd hesitates, unsure of what to do, but soon begin to grow angry, blaming Xie Lian for bringing the curse since he's the god of misfortune. The water merchant defends Xie Lian, making the people angrier. The merchant's wife is trying to hush her husband, but then someone in the crowd accuses the water merchant of bad business. "Just focus on selling your water. Shortchanging people on the regular? What are you doing standing out now?"
Hearing this, the wife grows angry and shouts, "Motherfucking bullshit! Who's shortchanging? Come the hell out and say this to my face!" The crowd shrinks back, and the water merchant grows bold and says, "I say, whether he's willing is his business, but whether we act on it is our business. This is taking up a blade and stabbing people. If in the past 2 days I had given him water or something, maybe I could have given this whole thing a try, but I didn't. Who did? in any case, I'd feel ashamed. He's basically saying that they shouldn't be selfish. No one the past 3 days has helped Xie Lian, and now that Xie Lian is offering his help, how can they just accept it so shamelessly?
I love that this is a different perspective of humanity.
Yeah, it's like a mirror of what happened in the temple, because again, it's a family trying to save their child, because that was the first person who took the stab. But this time, these people are like, let's not do that. How about we like don't fucking stab someone for no good reason without any proof.
Yeah. It's really interesting that like it's all about the way Xie Lian is perceived and how people see him. And they saw originally when they saw him in the shrine, he didn't have this godly aura. He actually looked kind of pathetic, right? Yeah, especially because he was also tied down by this like evil dude. He looked really helpless.
Yeah, literally, White No Face was standing behind him menacingly, like staring at everyone. And like, also there was the pressure of the people with the disease outside the temple, like trying to squeeze in, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah, and now Xie Lian is the one who is like controlling the situation and asking everyone, and it's causing everyone to falter.
Yes,
I love that.
Like, he's being so self-sacrificing, and it's like, are we really doing the right thing?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I appreciate that a lot.
The parallel. It's really good. It's really good.
It just takes a little bit of different energy.
Yes. Yeah. And like, just the way he is like presenting himself and like his personality change has made such a big difference.
Oh my god, getting shivers and chills from this chapter.
This is such a good series. Oh my god, so good. This scene is so good.
Such a good scene. I actually ended up underlining that other thing that he said.
I saw that. Yeah.
It's a good quote. There is no reason why, because I want to. Even if I told you, a useless trash like you wouldn't understand. And I appreciate that.
White No Face has been called useless trash.
Him and his inferiority complex.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's just Xie Lian standing up for himself, finally.
Yes.
Finally. Yeah. Talking back.
Yes. Our good boy. Our good boy never falters. He might have a bad day, but his core values are always going to be strong.
He's really good. It's so good.
So let's take a look at chat. Michael Lee, hello. And
hello.
I'm glad you're enjoying this. He's like, holy heck, this is insane. I can't believe he wants to relive it over and over.
Oh, it's crazy that he even suggested that. Like, that was such a good, oh my god. What a character development, y'all.
Yeah.
Character development.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man. Chills. Okay, before we move on, I'm going to just do a little thing with my cats. Because they're being assholes.
I thought you kicked them out.
Get out.
Oh, no, they're still there.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, what are you doing?
This is a good time for a water break.
Ma'am. Okay, on top of the fact that I put a cat box, like a litter box, in this room, in the bathroom, and when they poop, oh boy, it does a smell. So I had a candle in there lit already, not anticipating that they're gonna poop in there, but I'm glad that I lit the candle anyway. Now it smells like vanilla poop.
Vanilla and poop, great combination.
Love it. Wow. So yeah, I just lightly closed the door just now. They have like post-poop zoomies, both of them.
What's wrong with cats?
God, they're the worst right now. These fucking assholes. They're having a great time though. Just having a grand old time. Okay, so let's move on to the next chapter. Chapter 198, Man in a Bit. Wait, it's the same title. Okay. Chapter 198. This is the last chapter of book 4, by the way.
Yes, it is.
The crowd immediately falls silent because they're ashamed. At least the water merchant thought about helping, but the rest of them ignored him completely. But then soon the crowd gets rowdy again, arguing about what to do. Suddenly a large man pushes through and shouts that no one better touch that sword. It is the chef from the first day, who had wanted to pull the sword out of Xie Lian, but was stopped by the crowd. He says, "If it wasn't several people holding me back yesterday, I would have almost pulled out that sword. And now, how come before I even moved, you lot are the ones making the most noise? Pathetic. Think you're worthy? Well, you certainly don't see such shameless thick skins every day."
There are a few people in the crowd who didn't know what had happened the last few days. and they're all surprised. No way. None of you went to help? You all just left him lying there for 2 days? Didn't even help him sit him up or anything? The more they speak, the more ashamed the others feel. But then they argue back that if those people were in the same position, they wouldn't have helped either. The argument gets unruly, on the brink of a fight, and at the same time, the curse clouds grow thicker. Suddenly someone shouts, "It's coming!" They all look up and see that the black clouds are falling from the sky like shooting stars.
The crowd panics. Some run inside, while others search the ground for the black sword. But the black sword is missing. Xie Lian shouts, "Where's the sword? Who took it?" But no matter how fast the people run, the cursed clouds are faster. They catch up to the living people and cling to them, entering through every pore and melding into their bodies. Xie Lian tries to fight them off, but there are too many resentful spirits. He can only watch helplessly as the people fall to the ground, rolling and screaming against the smoke. Even the water merchant, his wife, and the chef who defended him.
Okay, I heard that. Whoa. What a mess. Cats.
Yep.
Yep.
They knocked over one of my friend's figurines. Okay, where was I? It's fine. It's just
okay.
so annoying. Okay. Xie Lian tries to fight them off, but there's too many resentful spirits. He can only watch helplessly as the people fall to the ground, rolling and screaming against the smoke. Even the water merchant, his wife, and the chef who defended him. White No Face stands to the side, watching with satisfaction.
Xie Lian is furious and anxious and readies his heart with a new plan. He comes to the center of the mass of resentful spirits and shouts with open, wide arms, "Come to me!" Some of the resentful spirits ignore him, already having found living prey, but the ones still in the air all charge straight for Xie Lian. His plan is working, but his heart is about to beat out of his chest. He has no idea what will happen to him or become of him after absorbing all of the resentful spirits. But he tells himself that he will give it his all. Even if he's torn apart, he'll never back away. Even if hundreds of thousands of souls bear down on him, he will be invincible. He says, "I won't feel sorry for myself. I won't self-destruct. I won't. Never."
Swarms of spirits surround Xie Lian like a tornado with him right at the center. A single spirit passes through him, and Xie Lian's heart freezes and his body shudders. Then a second one, then a third. Every spirit that enters him is like a blade, taking away a bit of warmth, until Xie Lian's face grows paler and paler. But he stays still and doesn't back away. Very soon, a few hundred spirits have entered, and Xie Lian closes his eyes, preparing himself to take on the entire sky full of them. But unexpectedly, the next one doesn't come. He opens his eyes and is surprised to see that the black swarm that surrounded him has vanished. They all have gone in a different direction.
Xie Lian turns and sees at the end of the long street is the black-clad warrior gripping his black sword in his hand. It's Wu Ming. Xie Lian had ordered him to leave this area before. Why is he back here now? But after realizing what is happening, Xie Lian quickly races towards him, shouting, "Wait! What are you doing? Don't touch that! Give me back the sword!" Wu Ming looks up when he hears Xie Lian's voice. He is wearing a mask with a painted smile, so Xie Lian can't really see his expression, but he has a strange feeling that underneath that mask, Wu Ming is indeed smiling. But there's no time to think about that. The spirits have formed a giant screaming tempest, and every single soul in that tempest swallows up Wu Ming in an instant.
In that moment, Xie Lian hears a heart-wrenching, blood-curdling scream. He's heard this voice before. It's pain.
Can you re-say that? I think you said stream. Yeah.
Scream. In that moment, Xie Lian hears a heart-wrenching, blood-curdling scream. He's heard this voice before. It's painful, so painful like he's feeling the same agony. So painful that it's a fate worse than death. So painful that his heart and body will be crushed. So painful that Xie Lian falls to his knees on the ground and hugs his head, screaming too. Ah! That explosion of excruciating pain comes suddenly and leaves equally as fast. After some time, the entire place falls silent, and Xie Lian looks up in a daze. All around the ground are unconscious people, but every single resentful spirit has vanished. What happened to the curse? What happened to himself?
There is no trace of the Black Torrent, and no trace of Wu Ming. All that's left of where he stood is the black sword fallen to the ground, and next to the blade is a tiny, small, white flower. Xie Lian crawls up shakily and picks up the flower and sword. He feels around his body, but there isn't a single trace of the curse anywhere on him. Suddenly, a voice says softly, "Ah." Xie Lian turns and sees White No-Face standing behind him. White No-Face chuckles. Xie Lian feels lost. "What are you laughing about?" White No-Face says, "You still don't understand what has happened? Do you know who that ghost is?" Xie Lian tries. A soul of the dead from the battlefield?" White No-Face says, "Yes, but at the same time, he was also your very last believer in this world. Now, he's no more."
Xie Lian thinks, believer? Did he actually still have a believer in this world? It takes a long time for him to start stagger. It takes a long time for him to say staggeringly, "What do you mean, no more?" White No-Face replies languidly, "His soul is dispersed." Xie Lian can't accept this. How did his soul just disperse? White No-Face replies, "Because he was cursed on your behalf. The souls of the dead you've summoned have devoured him whole, leaving not a crumb left." Xie Lian can't process what he's hearing. White No-Face continues, "Oh, yes, that's right. It also wasn't the first time you've met him." He's amused by Xie Lian's dazed expression and says that the ghost has been following him ever since he freed it during the Lantern Festival.
That soldier died in battle for Xie Lian, turned into a vicious ghost after watching Xie Lian get pierced by 100 swords. That ghost died in battle for Xie Lian, turned into a vicious ghost after watching Xie Lian get pierced by 100 swords. And now because of Xie Lian, his soul has perished from his unleashing of the human face disease. Xie Lian thinks to himself, he's never even seen the real face of this believer. He doesn't even know his real name. How can he remember him, his one last believer? White No-Face says, "A god like you really is quite pathetic and laughable. And to be your believer, he's even more pathetic and laughable." When he was mocking Xie Lian earlier, he showed no reaction. But now that he hears him mocking his believer, Xie Lian jolts awake as if stabbed by a sword and is filled with uncontrollable rage.
Xie Lian strikes against White No-Face, but is blocked easily. White No-Face says coldly, "You can't win against me like this. How many times must I tell you before you see the truth?" But Xie Lian doesn't care about winning. He just wants to beat him up into a pulp, and he cries out, "What do you know? How dare you mock him?" White No-Face replies, Why wouldn't I dare mock a follower of a failure? You're foolish, and your believer is even more foolish. Listen up. If you want to defeat me, then you must obey my teachings. Otherwise, you shall never dream of winning against me." Xie Lian fights against him with everything he has, but he's too weak.
White No-Face reveals a cry-smiling mask in his hand. He presses it against Xie Lian's face and says, "Now, let us start over." But just then, thunder and lightning suddenly strikes in the sky, and a strange light shoots out from the clouds. White No-Face is alarmed and says, "What's this? A heavenly calamity?" But that's not what it is. Instead, a deep voice of a man thunders out from the sky. "If he cannot win against you, how about me?" Xie Lian looks up and sees a young martial god in white armor and overwhelming aura at the end of the long street. He holds a sword in his hand and he walks towards them. And each step is like breaking out a path of light in the dark world. It is Jun Wu.
Woo! God Emperor of Heaven has entered the match.
He has. He's here to fuck shit up.
Much time passes. The rain stops and the sky clears. Xie Lian sits on the burnt earth, out of breath. Jun Wu sheaths his sword and stands before Xie Lian, saying, "Shenle, welcome back to the ranks." Jun Wu looks tired, blood still on his face, and his body covered in injuries. But White No Face is in a much worse state. His body was ripped apart and dispersed, leaving behind only a shattered, smiling mask. Xie Lian is taken aback hearing Jun Wu, and he touches his neck to realize that his curse shackle is gone. Jun Wu smiles. "As expected, I was not mistaken. The time it took for you to return was shorter than I imagined."
Yay, Xie Lian is returned to being a god.
Woo!
The second ascension. Yay.
Woo!
But Xie Lian smiles bitterly and then asks Jun Wu for a favor. Before hearing what it is, Jun Wu says that his favor is granted. But Xie Lian says, doesn't Jun Wu want to know what it is first? Jun Wu says that he was going to give Xie Lian a gift anyway. Jun Wu says that he was going to give Xie Lian a gift anyway to celebrate his return to heaven, so whatever this favor is can be his gift. Xie Lian's lip twitches as he rises to his feet. He looks at Jun Wu in the eyes and says with utmost respect, "Then, pray my lord banish me to the mortal realm once more." Jun Wu's smile fades. "Why ever for?" Xie Lian explains, "I've committed a crime. The second round of the human face disease was unleashed by me, even though the consequences don't look too serious. Truly, even though he created the curse, the only casualty was one nameless ghost."
Jun Wu replies that if Xie Lian knows he was wrong, then he's already in the right. However, Xie Lian shakes his head and says that just knowing is not enough. He should have been punished for his actions. But the one who took the punishment was Wu Ming. So instead, he wants to be given 2 cursed shackles, one to seal his spiritual powers, and the other to disperse all of his luck and fortune. Jun Wu frowns. If Xie Lian disperses all his luck and fortune, won't he truly become the god of misfortune? Xie Lian replies, "If I am to become a god of misfortune, then so be it, as long as I know for myself that I'm not one. Once his luck and fortune is dispersed, it will flow to those who are less fortunate as a form of atonement."
You guys, he just asked. The reason he has 2 curse shackles is because he literally asked for them. Because he feels like he fucked up so bad that he needed to get punished that badly.
It's not worth it, Xie Lian. Why?
I know, but he feels so bad about Wu Ming. Oh my god.
Yeah, Wu Ming, poor Wu Ming.
It's so sad. Jun Wu asks, won't he feel embarrassed to be banished again? Xie Lian replies that he's already used to it by now. Jun Wu then says, "Shanle, you have to understand. Without spiritual powers, you would no longer be a god." Xie Lian sighs and says, "My lord, I know this better than anyone. People say I am a god, and so I have spiritual powers. But in truth, I'm not the god they perceive me to be, and I might not be as invincible as they wished for. Would a god be such a failure, wishing to protect my people, but I let their corpses spread wild, wishing to avenge them, but at the very last minute I stop and abandon the plot? White No Face wasn't wrong about me being a failure. If I'm no longer a god, then so be it."
Jun Wu looks at him intently and then says, "Shenle has grown up." Xie Lian wishes he could have had the chance to hear that sentence from his mother and father. Oh my god, what?
Oh my god. No one's ever told him that.
Oh fuck.
No one's ever told him that.
Wow. Okay. A moment later, Jun Wu says that he will accept Xie Lian's request, but he still needs a reason to banish Xie Lian to the mortal realm. Gods can't just be banished for no reason. Xie Lian has an idea and says, "My lord, we've never had a chance to spar with everything we've got." Jun Wu smiles and says, Shenle, I'm injured. Xie Lian replies, I'm injured too, so we're even. Jun Wu nods. If that's the case, then I'll not hold back. Xie Lian smiles and grows excited. I won't either. What the fuck?
So cute. He was like, I'm gonna get banished anyway, might as well do this. He loves fighting.
Yes.
This is his dream come true. He wants to fight with Jun Wu. Like, that's all he wants.
He wants to be Goku about it.
He's like, I'm getting banished anyway, might as well go down fighting.
Yeah, I know I'm really tired and all, and I just went through this like huge tribulation, but like, want to spar?
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed because the way that she wrote this chapter, there's a lot of gaps because there's like a lot of time skips. She doesn't talk about how White No Face exactly got punished or like how he got defeated. They just kind of fast forward and be like, oh yeah, he was beaten up and dispersed.
Yeah.
So very mysterious.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. And then we're gonna have another time skip right now. So as we continue the chapter, here we go. News has spread that His Highness the Crown Prince was banished again. After overcoming his second heavenly calamity, the Crown Prince of Shanle rampaged back to heaven. But before even one incense time was up, he was knocked back down by the martial emperor. All the gods wonder, what was Xie Lian thinking fighting against Jun Wu? But at the same time, Xie Lian thinks, what are the heavenly officials thinking? Day after day, they come disguised as mortals to watch him, stalking him and observing him. He's just been carrying bricks and mud every day to make a living. Is that really so interesting?
Xie Lian is currently working at a construction site and he's been assigned to cook, so he's making rice for the workers. As he's watching the other workers, he realizes that they're building 2 new divine temples. The one on the left is for General Xuan Zhen, aka Wu Ming. The story is that he ascended after cleaning up all the resentful spirits in the old Shenle capital. The same ghost that actually Xie Lian had sucked up for the curse. Okay.
Got credit to Wu Ming.
Oh no. The temple on the right is for General Zhu Yang, aka Feng Xin. He is praised for being brave and mighty, and Xie Lian nods in agreement.
So at this time, it's been like a few years. So it's a very big time skip. However, the temple worshippers on both sides are competitive and are screaming about how amazing their god is so that the other side hears. Xie Lian wonders why they built their temples so close to each other if they hate each other so much. But this land has the best feng shui, so the worshippers refuse to budge and be the first to move out. Soon, the yelling is turning to fighting. Xie Lian quickly opens his pot and bangs on it, calling out, "Everyone, stop fighting, come eat." Stella has disappeared.
Sorry, I had to close my door. There's like noise above.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, it's just, I think Jeff is prepping dinner. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Normally, people in the heat of an argument wouldn't stop fighting just to eat, but they all instantly stop and scream, "What the fuck? What's that smell? Who's cooking shit?" The foreman goes to Xie Lian with his hand covering his nose and orders Xie Lian to get the hell out. Xie Lian says, "All right, fine, I'll go, but will you please give me my pay first?" The foreman explodes in anger. Because ever since Xie Lian started working for him, there's been a string of bad luck. Lightning struck and caused fires 3 times. Houses have collapsed. Xie Lian is the god of misfortune and has caused him to lose so much money in damages. There's no way he's going to pay him.
Xie Lian tries to argue back that no one got hurt. Plus, shouldn't he still get paid for his labor? But the foreman and the other workers can't take the smell any longer and they all run away, leaving Xie Lian all alone. He's speechless. Xie Lian shakes his head, ladles 2 large bowls, and offers one in each of the temples. Then he ties his sword on his back, wraps his silk band around his wrist, and places his bamboo hat on his head. He says, "Fine, don't pay. I'll go busking." As he walks down the path, he notices a small red flower on the side of the road. He crouches down, gently touching its petals, and says to it, "I hope we shall meet again." End of book 4!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow!
Oh my god! Journey. What an emotional roller coaster of a book.
Yes.
That book. Holy fuck.
Yes.
Holy fuck.
That's an incredible like ending to a season, you know, like before the next season comes through. Like this is all so good.
Oh, that was so good. It was so
Everything
good.
is so satisfying. Wow. Wow.
Just the character development, all the parallels, and then you finally get to learn all the history between Xie Lian, Wu Qing, and Feng Xin, and like why they got like why they no longer are friends, why they got separated, how Xie Lian ascended and then descended so quickly the second time. Like
all of the traumatic events. Like this was not a happy book. This whole book is supposed to be so sad and gut-wrenching that you're crying the whole time. It's
the birth
fucked.
of Roye.
Oh god.
His parents. Oh my god. Oh, so much pain.
It's so messed up, you guys. It's so dark. Oh fuck.
Moving.
So okay, is Wu Ming okay because he's a savage ghost and his ashes didn't get destroyed? Is that what it is?
So what happens is he definitely got scattered from all the curses.
Yeah.
But I think there's also a theory that because Xie Lian dispersed his luck just a few hours later, when in this world when luck gets dispersed, it doesn't go away. It gets shuffled to people who have worse luck. So because Hua Cheng was kind of there-ish, the good luck got transferred to him, and that's why he has such good luck.
Because he was born under an ominous star. Like he was born under bad luck.
Get rid of his bad luck was to absorb it from someone who had better luck, which Xie Lian literally did at this time.
Wow. Oh, that's such a good theory. I like it a lot. That's very good. That's very good.
Really good. I think that's the theory that I find the most correct. Like it sounds the most believable.
Yes.
So I love that.
I
and
love
then
that.
he kind of floats as a spirit trying to, because it takes years for it to come back together to become a human form, and then he has to go through Mount Tonglu. So
the whole trial probably took him. That whole process probably took him another
years.
Well, is it like more 20 years or so? Because what's 10 years in Mount Tonglu, and then let's pretend it was another 10 years for his body to come back, or maybe a year to come back. I don't know, but it wasn't very long.
It was a few years. It was a long time.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Because right after he came out of Mount Tonglu, he's like, let's fucking fuck up those 33 gods. Let's fuck up Muchi.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, oh my heart.
Wow, that was so good. I honestly kind of want to... Is that enough, or do you need another chapter? What do you think?
I would love to try and do another chapter. One more chapter? Yeah, one more chapter, but let's look through chat real fast.
Okay.
Oh my god, yeah.
What a good fucking book. I love this.
So good. Oh, we have to scroll back real far in chat. I love it. Okay. Welcome back, Kate Payne. I know you didn't get a notification. We're gonna try and do 4:30 / 5 o'clock start time every Tuesday.
In Pacific time. In Central time, that would be 6:37.
Yeah.
Yes. 6:37.
Yes. Yes, the white flower.
Oh my god. When Wu Ming, first of all, he died with a smile on his face. So, oh my fucking god. And then he was holding a white flower the entire time as a symbol of his devotion to Xie Lian. And when he dies, literally his entire body disperses, but the flower that he's been holding onto that's all that's left of him. And for Xie Lian to find a red flower at the end of this chapter, the fucking parallels, man. The fucking symbolism.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. I can't even.
Oh my god. Okay, I love how everyone's like, oh, God Emperor has arrived. Woo, God mode. And then K-Pain. K-Pain's emoji is like this.
The side eye.
Side eye.
Side eye.
How serious is White No Face that God Emperor had to enter the chat? Exactly. God, White No Face is serious.
He's serious business, you guys. He's like this super final boss.
Oh, so tough.
Yeah. Don't forget when we ended book 3, he came back.
Yeah.
At the end of book 3, Xie Lian and White No Face are stuck inside Mount Tonglu, and Xie Lian got his ass handed to him. So
yes.
That's where we left off.
So we saw him come back, but we also just now saw him die. So what the fuck happened?
Why did he come back?
Yeah.
Oh wait, they explained that already. It was Long Ying. So after he got dissipated, right? So this is like the chronological order that this has already been explained in the previous episodes. But so White No Face gets dispersed and he's like floating, kind of like Hua Cheng is floating for a bit. And then he finds Long Ying and he possesses Long Ying's body. And Long Ying for some reason agreed to host him because he is actually a descendant of Yong'an. So as revenge against Xie Lian, he allows White No Face to possess his body until White No Face is strong enough to recover, and then and then Long Ying gets devoured.
Yep.
And then White No Face is born.
So it's kind of like a Voldemort situation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Voldemort. Yeah.
Yes. Which is interesting that like White No Face, I guess, was gone for 800 years and now he's back.
He was like recovering all that time because Hua Cheng went through Mount Tonglu to become super powerful. And White No Face didn't have that shortcut. He had to just slowly gain his power back.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let's see. Battle time. Yes. Okay, let's see. Epic fight begins. He's definitely Goku. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Shanna really likes, he's a fighting otaku. He likes martial arts otaku.
Martial arts. Is that a fucking, don't forget he's an otaku for martial arts.
He loves fighting. Xie Lian's epic cooking. He just wants that paycheck, yo. You guys don't even know. His cooking is so cursed.
It's so bad.
I love it when they draw fan art of his cooking.
It's like it's always purple with little skulls, and there's like smoke coming out of it for some reason, you know?
Yeah, like little ghosts being like, no, the pain of having been born into this dish and then dying.
For real, it's so bad. And he always names them after, like, because his mother always named. Oh, it's so sad. He always names his dishes because his mother always named the dishes, and that's his way of remembering his mother.
Fuck! Oh my god, that's so sad.
I know. And some even had a theory that Xie Lian might actually be good at cooking, but he cooks in the same way as his mother to remember her, and she was really bad. So like, he just always like follows his like mother. It's like, you know, he loves her. He loves her so much.
I completely agree. I completely agree that that's why he's bad at cooking, is he chooses to be bad at cooking. Because he doesn't need food to survive, so he just...
Oh my god. And like, I love how fucking Wu Qing and Feng Shen's temples are next to each other.
Yep.
And their fucking followers are like fighting, like squabbling. It's so,
it's great.
So petty.
So perfect.
It's like, yeah, and Xie Lian's like, if they hate each other, then why the fuck are they next to each other all the time?
K-Pain says that it took her 2 days to read book 4 and she sobbed for 2 days straight. I know.
Oh, that's a feel. That's a fucking mood. Oh my god.
It's so sad.
It's pain.
Yeah. Died with a white flower and with a smile. I know. Oh my god.
How depressing is that? Wu Ming, he was so loyal. He didn't even reveal his name or his face. He's just like, I'm here for you. I'm just here for you. And Xie Lian never like doesn't know who Wu Ming is until the very, very end. But like the entire time, Wu Ming is like a shadow in his heart because he always has felt guilty. Like that's his one regret.
Oh.
I think that's when they were talking about like what's your biggest regret when he was playing that game with Xi Xuan in the temple, like in the past. And this is the same scene where Hua Cheng says like what his biggest fear is like seeing the person that he loves like and unable to help. Xie Lian says what is his biggest regret, and it was his second ascension, is because he caused Wu Ming to die, and this one person sacrificed himself for Xie Lian's mistakes, and that is his biggest regret. So like,
yes,
it comes back later, you guys. It comes back later.
Oh my god, you're right. Everything has a reason.
That's why I put so many underlines in the scene where Xi Xuan and him are playing that dice game, because there were so many like foreshadowing in that one scene. There's just so much talking about like future stuff, and it's just like when you guys go back and read that fucking scene, it's just you're gonna be like, holy shit. You're gonna be like, holy fucking shit.
MXTX is such a great author that she shows rather than tells all the time, and we have to be the ones who deduce this like complicated chart of like cause and effect.
Yeah. Don't forget, she started the book writing, like she went from book 2. And she wrote, like, I think she wrote book 2 and 4 first, and then she went back to write the other stuff. So she went out of order because she already had a story in her head. So, like, the cycle.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Okay. All right. Let's dive into chapter 199, which is part of book 5. Final book, you guys. Woo! Dominate heaven and earth, divine beings break through the kiln. Now we're back into present time.
Yes.
Xie Lian is on the ground, his face covered with the cry smiling mask, with White No Face next to him. Xie Lian can't take the mask off no matter how hard he tries. White No Face says, "Just keep it on. Stop wasting your strength on pointless struggles. You want to leave this place? As long as you follow my directions, you can easily break out of the kiln." Xie Lian ignores him. White No Face sighs. "We could have become the strongest master and disciple, and the bestest of friends. Why must you be so rebellious?" Xie Lian is disgusted and says he doesn't want anything to do with him.
And don't forget, White No Face's plan is to have Xie Lian turn into a ghost and then kill White No Face so that he can become like the next supreme ghost. Kind of fucked up. White No Face sneers and says with ridicule, "I know in your heart the only one who can guide you are the Guoxi and Jun Wu. Am I right?" Xie Lian ignores him and changes the subject, asking if Long Ying was the first crown prince of Yong'an. White No Face confirms that Long Ying, the ghost he possessed, was the nephew of Long Ying, the first king of Yong'an, who have the same exact name, but they were nephew and uncle. Long Ying was that same teenager that Xie Lian left unconscious after the king died and he set the Yong'an palace on fire. He was infected by the human face disease by the king, and when the palace found out about his infection, they tried to suffocate him to death with a blanket, but he managed to escape in secret.
The palace found someone else to take over the crown, since both the king and the crown prince were pronounced dead. That person was Lan Qingchou's ancestor. Meanwhile, White No Face found Long Ying and told him that Xie Lian was responsible for his disease. He offered revenge in exchange for borrowing his body. In the end, Long Ying's body was sucked of all its nutrients so that White No Face could revive. Suddenly, Xie Lian says, You're the crown prince of Wu Yang, aren't you?" When he says this, White No Face falls silent, and the kiln temperature goes... There's like a motorcycle outside.
You're fine.
Waiting for it to completely disappear.
You're good.
Suddenly, Xie Lian says, You're the crown prince of Wu Yang, aren't you?" When he says this, White No Face falls silent, and the kiln temperature gets hotter. Xie Lian has been thinking for a while and has a theory.
And I forgot to mention this, but Long Ying this entire time has been hosting White No Face in his body. And remember when Hua Cheng first met Long Ying, how sus he was and how he was like interrogating him and treating him badly? It's because I think he had like a feeling that something was off about Long Ying this entire time, which is true because White No Face was like literally possessing him. So Hua Cheng, very, very sharp and strong. Xie Lian reasons that he can understand the language of the corpse-eating rats because either Jun Wu, Guoxi, or White No Face transplanted their memories onto him. But among the three of them, one is from Wu Yang. Since Jun Wu was born after the fall of Wu Yang, it has to be either the Guoxi or White No Face. Xie Lian also thinks that the reason that Hua Cheng has kicked out of the kiln is because the kiln obeys the commands of White No Face. That means that White No Face is most likely to be the crown prince of Wu Yang. Xie Lian says again with certainty, "You are the crown prince of Wu Yang."
White No Face lunges at Xie Lian, but Xie Lian dodges and asks, "Your Highness, I've got a question for you. How come you've never shown your true face to anyone?" White No Face says darkly that Xie Lian shouldn't address him by that title. Xie Lian replies, You call me your highness, so why can't I address you the same? You won't answer, so I'll just have to guess myself. There are only two reasons why you don't want anyone seeing your true face. Either you're someone I know or someone I don't know, but once I see your real face, I could easily figure out who you are. Or your true appearance is exceedingly ugly, so ugly you can't stand it yourself. Just like...
But he is interrupted by a sharp pain in his arm when White No Face seizes him. He says, "My dear Crown Prince, is it because I've been a little too friendly that you felt that there's no longer a need to fear me?" White No-Face picks up the black sword and says, "The name you gave this sword is Feng Shin? You don't know how to give names. Listen well. The original name of this sword is
Zuxing.
Zushin. Zushin. Zushin?
Xing.
Zushin.
Zuxing.
Zushin. Listen well. The original name of this sword is Zushin. So Fengshin means a young woman's heart, and Zushin means murderous heart. But at that moment, Xie Lian sees something strange in the reflection of the blade. It is a gigantic human face.
Xie Lian tells White No Face that there is someone else inside the kiln with them. But White No Face thinks that Xie Lian is playing childish tricks and doesn't believe him. He is certain that they're alone. Just then, Xie Lian realizes what the giant face really is and starts to create hand seals behind his back. White No Face notices and says that it's pointless. But then unexpectedly, there's a huge cracking noise from above and rocks fall down from the sky. White No Face tries to dodge out of the way, but the enemy is too big and he doesn't get away in time. A large hand comes down, balling into a fist, crashing down heavily right over White No Face.
The hand is made of stone, and it is as large as a manor. The hand opens, palm up, and its fingers are long, slender, and delicate. Xie Lian picks up his sword and bamboo hat and leaps onto the palm. Then the palm lifts, going up and up. Xie Lian forms another hand seal, saying, "Break out!" And the giant, holding him, launches towards the sky, crashing straight into the sealed mouth of the volcano. Xie Lian feels violent tremors and hears loud cracking, and there are shattered bits of rock everywhere. And then finally, a flash of white light. He has broken out.
Xie Lian stands on the palm of a giant, using a hand to block against the snowstorm now blowing onto his face. Xie Lian inhales a deep breath of the freezing fresh air and shouts, "San Lang!" In an instant, he is pulled into an embrace from behind. Xie Lian looks down and sees red sleeves and silver van braces circling his waist. A deep voice comes from behind. "I was going crazy." Xie Lian turns around and cups Hua Chen's cheeks. Don't go crazy. I've already come out." Hua Chen's hair is messy and his eyes look lost.
Hua Cheng easily removes the cry-smiling mask from Xie Lian's face and hugs him tightly. "I couldn't go into the kiln no matter what I did, and you had to come breaking out of it on your own. I'm really so fucking..." Xie Lian says quickly, "San Lang, it's okay. It really is all right. Besides, I didn't break through on my own." Hua Cheng calms down and asks, "What? Gugu, how did you come out?" Xie Lian replies, "You helped me break through. Look." Then he points up. Hua Cheng looks up and sees amidst the snow and wind a giant sculpture of a man.
The two of them are standing in the palm of that giant statue. The face of the statue is gentle and beautiful, compassionate and elegant. It's Xie Lian's face. Xie Lian says softly, "Is this the one you told me about? The best divine statue you've ever sculpted?" Hua Chen looks to Xie Lian. While Hua Chen was trapped inside the kiln for years, he sculpted this divine giant statue. For centuries, it was hidden inside Mount Tonglu. Because the statue was made out of the kiln, it was able to break free of it. And because Hua Chen had given Xie Lian his spiritual power, he was able to summon and move the divine statue. Xie Lian says to Hua Chen, "So, San Lang, I've come out. We've broken through together." God, you guys, giant summon.
It's so good.
It's so good. I can't believe he just shouts to San Lang and then Hua Chen just comes out of nowhere, holds him from behind.
Novel, it was like before he could even finish a sentence. It was like the description was like before the sound of his voice finished echoing through the mountainside, there was already an arm wrapped around his waist or something like that. It was so poetic. It was so poetic.
God.
It was so nice.
I can see it so clearly in my head, like
Yes.
him breaking through the
There's
wind
an
whipping
animation
around.
of this scene. There's an
Really?
animation of this on YouTube.
Oh God, good.
It's really good.
Oh, I have
It's
to see
really
it.
good.
Oh, my heart. Oh, I'm
really
so
good.
excited. This was such a good scene.
So good. Yeah.
The fact that
if you
this
guys look up
giant-
Melty chapter 199 on YouTube, you'll find it. It's really
I
good.
need to fund Melty. I need to give her money so she'll continue to animate this for me, please.
She doesn't do it anymore.
Fuck, Melty, come back.
I think she got like
she's the only
bullied off the
one.
internet or something.
She's the only one though. Fuck.
I know. I need more animators out there to do this. But,
Please.
yeah.
Oh fuck. Oh, it's so good. Ah, yes, we're
so
screaming.
good.
We're all screaming. This was so good. My
Wow.
heart. I can't
So
handle
happy.
how cool that
After
scene
all
was.
that, I was just so
yes.
happy.
It's such a good scene. I'm just like this. Okay. So just imagine you have White No Face like standing above Xie Lian, threatening him, like holding his arm, and like Xie Lian
like holds him in
saying,
a vice.
"Oh, there's someone else in here."
And he thinks that he's like playing a joke, like, look there, look behind you, you know, and he's like, fuck you, I'm not believing you.
Yeah.
And then immediately a rock hand crushes down on him.
Beautiful,
10 out of 10.
Gorgeous. And it's
Yeah.
himself as the crown prince, like the like a
giant.
beautiful version of him.
His hand is the size of a house.
Yes.
So like imagine the rest of it. It's humongous.
Yes. It's so big. It's a giant Gundam. It's
Okay, so the next chapter is a Gundam battle.
Yes.
It's a kaiju battle. So I'm really excited to talk about it.
I couldn't stop laughing
amazing.
about that when I read it.
Yeah.
I was like, ma'am, when did this become a kaiju battle?
It became so anime. It was amazing.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. It's so
Oh, you guys, I'm shivering.
Okay. So
This is
good.
great. Okay, let's read chat. Woo, final book. Yes.
Yeah.
We're back to the present day. Yes. And then, let's see. Oh no, Karadu had to leave. The mood was just getting good. Wah, wah. Yeah, you guys are all freaking out about Hua Cheng, the same as us.
Oh, it's so good. He just came at the perfect time, and he's just was so worried about Xie Lian. It's like, are you okay? I couldn't find you. I was looking for you. I'm a fucking. And he was about to like self-deprecate. He's like, I'm fucking awful. Like I'm fucking useless. And Xie Lian stopped him from saying mean things about himself.
Oh my
that's
god. Kate Payne says that there's tons of beautiful artwork of that statue where they're standing on the hand. We have to go find that artwork and put it in the show notes for sure.
Send us links in the Patreon.
Yeah, I was about to say Discord. We don't really have a Discord for this.
I meant Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon for sure. In the future, when we get more like listeners, then for sure we'll start up a Discord. But for now, it's too much effort.
Yes.
We're trying to slowly grow this. We're trying to cultivate this podcast.
Wow, nice use of words.
Right, Tangirius, there's gonna be a kaiju battle coming up.
Yes, there is.
I hope you're excited.
It's gonna be great. Hope you're ready.
And I'm so excited. We're finally on book 5. How many chapters are in book 5?
Are you including the extra chapters?
Well, let's not include the extra chapters for now. I just want to like know how many until the end of the book.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I can Google it.
Because I'm trying to predict how many episodes for the rest of our...
So the original novel has 244 chapters, and then there's 8 extra chapters. So there's a total of 252.
So calculator.
We're at 200 right now.
Yeah. So 44 divided by like, let's say we do like 4 chapters each. Okay, it'll be like 11 more episodes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, which means that we're going to hopefully finish this entire series.
Talk about Scumville next.
Oh yeah, but it's gonna, if we finish on episode 52, you know what that means, right? It means that we've been doing this for a whole year.
No way!
Yeah.
That's dope.
I mean, not including our extra episodes, but
kind of a good pace. It's like 1 season, 1 year.
Yeah.
Then next year we could do another season.
Yeah.
This is the season of Heaven's Official.
Scumvillain's much shorter. So I could predict that we do Scumvillain in half of that time, just because it's like way shorter. It's like like 3 or 4.
Let me see how many chapters is in Scumvillain.
I'm looking at it right now on my shelf, and there's 3 books, and then the final book is the extras.
So it is.
I know, yeah, a
There's,
whole
why does no
year.
one
Oh
have
my
it?
god.
Okay, the main story is 81, and then there are about 12 extra. She made a lot of extra chapters.
Yeah, it takes up a whole book. I have all of the
21
physicals.
extra chapters. Oh my god, 21 extra chapters and 81 main story.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a fourth of the book.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So
big,
that's why I
yeah.
think that we could probably do it in a couple of like months
Yeah.
rather
I
than
need to
like
find
a
a
whole
PDF
year.
version of it for the recap though, so if you can find a PDF version of it, like an ebook version of it, that would help.
Kindle is probably the best, I could say. You could like use the Patreon funds to purchase it for yourself. But yeah. I have the physical set, but taking notes from physicals is so difficult.
No, that's why I want a PDF version.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm using a PDF version of Tiangong Sifu. So.
Yeah, I get it. Oh man. Okay, so let's talk about our off topics today.
Okay.
I have mine.
Pull mine up.
Yeah, let me pull mine up as well.
Oh, mine's gonna be the one I talked to you about on Messenger.
Hee hee. Okay, this one was called. Hold on, let me just find mine. I'm gonna open it.
Putting mine in the notes.
Okay. Where did my bookmarking notes go? Okay. Oh God. All right, this one. So I'm back on my scum villain like angst arc that I'd been on for a while. I just can't stop reading angsty original Lobinghe, original Senchun Cho scum villain fics.
Couple. The interesting thing about scum villain is that there's like so many couple combinations, because for Monazushi it's pretty standard what the couples are, but for scum villain, because there's alternate versions of each character, there's just so much possibilities.
Yeah, and especially because Sen Yuan is everyone ships him, everyone likes him, everyone wants to be with him.
He has a harem. He has a fucking harem. He doesn't even realize it.
It's great. I love that. Okay. And so he could end up with anybody. It's great. And also like mommy Senchun Cho is canon, so a lot of a megaverse fics of him, like tons of megaverse. Yeah,
it's great.
Okay, so the fic that I want to talk about is called Smile for Me by Echo Reboot, and unfortunately it's not done yet. I'm sorry. Okay. There's 23 chapters. There's
when it's done.
126,000 words. There's a lot to it.
I love that chapter count. I love that episode. I mean, word count. It's good shit.
It's good. I can't wait for them. I actually tweeted at the author Echo Reboot and was like, please keep writing more. I'm vibrating right now. I want it so bad.
Good.
Yeah. So this is the original Lobinghe. This is like Proud Immortal Demon Way. This is not Scum Villain's self-saving system at all. The original Lobinghe lives for 1,000 years, and after 1,000 years he finally dies, and you kind of like suspect that it's through like suicide that he dies, because the opening is it's just him talking about the emptiness, like everything's empty, he doesn't feel anything, he doesn't have anyone around him anymore, like everyone's all long dead. And you're like, wow, it's gonna start off real angsty, huh? Okay. And he dies, but then he wakes up and he's back to being I think like 11 years old, like the day that his mother died, his like washerwoman mother died. And he has a system. The system's like, hello, I'm here to make sure that you have a good reliving of your life, and I'm gonna be here to support you. Anything you need, we're gonna have a great time. He's like, okay, I don't really care. And he's like, well, I mean, you're my favorite character. I love you so much. I just want you to, do everything that you want. Like, you don't have any regrets. So obviously, the system is Sen Yuan as like this non-corporeal, like balloon person of a screen, like a three-dimensional screen.
Yeah.
And Lobinghe has long since completely forgotten like everything that motivated him in the past, because he was completely eaten away by Shenmue. Like Shenmue destroyed his personality and all of his desires and just turned him into this like killing, non-feeling machine, and like emptied out the entire planet. So now he's back and he still kind of like has residuals of that part of his personality. He's like, I'm just an old man. Like I've lived for 1,000 years. I don't care about anything anymore. And he struggles to care about the death of his mother, even though she's right in front of him. He doesn't even remember what her name is. And he struggles to care about like rejoining Kanchong Mountain to become a cultivator. Like he doesn't care about any person he meets, but then he meets Senching Cho again, and he feels that like lightness, that etherealness that he felt when he first met him. This like beautiful being that like just feels like he's carved out of jade, and it's so beautiful because every relationship he's had, he talks about it, like the author writes about it in great detail. Like, oh, Ning Ying Ying, she's not just like some bride that he had way back when, a childhood friend. Like the author goes into detail about how Ning Ying Ying like made him feel throughout all of the years of their marriage, even like when she like finally passed away, like when she was really old, and how important she was to him, and every single character, like how important Moby Jung was to him, all of these different relationships. Like I feel like a lot of fanfic writers completely forget about developing the side characters and the relationships and their how they interact with the main like focuses of the story. This author really tried to make you care about the relationships that Lo Binghe had, like, and you want him to have again, because he'll say things like how he's never going to develop the same relationship with like Ming Fan, or not Ming Fan. What's the girl? Lu Chinga's sister.
Oh yeah, Lu something.
Lu Mingyan, right?
Yes.
Lu Mingyan. And he like regrets that he's never gonna have that friendship again, and how like he loved how she was so determined and fiery all the time. Or like with Shua Huling, and saying that like no one else understood him the way Shua Huling did. It's so well written how he regrets like Shua Huling's death, because she like eventually dies as well. So that was my favorite part about how this is written. It's very angsty, but also it's written in a way where Lo Binghe isn't this like resentful child anymore. He's just, he feels like an old man who very slowly develops this like need to survive again, and this need to protect the people that he cares about. It's so sweet to watch. It's really, really well written, and it's not a fix it per se. They bring in completely new problems, completely new obstacles that you've never seen before. And I appreciate that. And like a brand new enemy that is very scary. It's very similar to the way that Urha is written, where in Urha, you already know what's going to happen in his past, right? Like he's going to become the emperor and then like lock away Chuaning and kill all of the people in the cultivation world. But when he's reborn, he doesn't do any of that. So who's the new enemy? There's this new thing that happens that is all related to his past and is trying to like seek revenge on him and basically destroy everything that he has found this like new love for. So I'm so excited for reading this. I really want this author to write a regular book on her own as well, because she's so good at writing.
The writing is good. I love when that happens. Yeah, there's a few authors I'm just like, how can I publish you? Like, how can you write more? Yeah.
You're so good at what you do. I just want to experience your creative mind forever.
I want to live in your world forever.
Yes. Yeah, please. So good. So that's my recommendation, Smile for Me by Echo Reboot.
Awesome. Okay, so the fic that I am currently obsessed with is so Shauna Storyteller is the author, and literally the last 3 fic like that I've been recommending for this podcast has been from the same author, because I'm just slowly going through her entire like writing history, because her writing is really, really good. I don't know if she's written anything recently, because these seem to be like a few years old, like 2 years old. But she wrote a lot, so I'm slowly going through everything. And the one that I just recently finished is called Rotten Work by Shauna Storyteller. And this fic is set in the Untamed universe, so it's the live action for Metaozushi. And it is set after the story is over in Jinling's point of view. So the entire story is Jinling's point of view and what his opinions are of everything that's going around him. So at the end of the TV show, Jinling becomes the head of his sect, right? And he's like literally a fucking teenager, like he's 15 years old, and he has a lot of responsibility. And the previous leader was a fucking mass murderer apparently, and everyone has like he has a terrible reputation. He was killed. And like everything is kind of like he was also like he had a lot of spies, so there's a lot of like political shit happening underneath everything. Like Jinling is forced to deal with like his board of advisors who all want to manipulate him, and everyone has their own spy network, and Jinling has to have a spy network, and he can't let his uncle help him too much because his uncle is a head of another sect, and if he helps him too much, it'll look like he's being controlled by another sect, and he's gonna get fucking assassinated. So like, and he can't sleep because he's constantly worried about getting assassinated. Like he has no one helping him. He's all alone in this like political venom pit. So that's what he's dealing with. Like that's like the background. But at the same time, he gets a report from one of his advisors that like the Yiling patriarch has been found in a village, and it looks like he's like injured or something. Like he's just been sitting in this inn with like for many days, and no one's been like too scared to like talk to him or do anything. So Jinling is like, what the fuck? That's my uncle. So he goes over to the village to like see what's going on, like what's going on with Wei Wuxian. And it turns out that Wei Wuxian got heavily injured during a night hunt. He's like literally like dying, like he's on his deathbed. He's delirious with fever. He has like a huge infection from his battle wounds. And he's just been bleeding on this bed for many days with no one to take care of him. And Jinling is like, what the fuck? So he takes him home, right? He's like, I thought Lan Wangji is in love with you. Is he not giving you money? Like, why are you broke? And he's also like, is it Zhang Cheng, like your brother? Like, why is no one keeping an eye on you? Like literally when Jinling walks out of this temple, like Zhang Cheng knows because his spy network knows. So like, how come no one's keeping tabs on, like, how come he's not keeping tabs on his own brother? Yeah. So he's like questioning all these, like what the fuck is wrong with the adults, right? So he takes care of Wei Wuxian, and he convinces Wei Wuxian to stay, and they develop this relationship, which is really, really beautiful because Jinling's parents died. Yeah. And Zhang Cheng is too afraid of thinking about his sister to really talk about her. So Jinling has no idea what his parents were like growing up. Oh. So Wei Wuxian is the only person who wants to talk about his sister. Oh my god. This is the first time in 15 years, his entire life, that Jinling is learning about his mother. Oh my god. Father. Yeah. So like it's like really beautiful that their relationship is developing this way, and like Jinling is really proud, and he doesn't like dealing with his emotions because he's like a teenager, but he wants his uncle to stay, and he realizes from his conversations that his uncle like Wei doesn't feel like he belongs anywhere. He doesn't feel like he has like a home. Mm-hmm. So he's like, I want you to stay. And also he realizes that Wei Wuxian is a smart fucker. Okay, like he looks at the library, he looks at the council meetings, and he knows instantly like what's going on, like who's manipulating what, and he ends up becoming Jinling's advisor and bodyguard because Jinling also can't sleep because he's always constantly afraid of being assassinated. But if Wei Wuxian, the Yiling patriarch, is in his room guarding him every night, like there's no way anyone's gonna assassinate him, right?
Oh my god.
So yeah, so slowly Wei Wuxian feels like the sense of belonging, and he starts wearing Jin colors, and he's always like, you know, trying to help his nephew, his Jinling, like rule. And Jinling realizes like, oh shit, Wei Wuxian was the first disciple. He knows, like he's been in the fucking meetings, like he knows how the sect gets run. Yes. So like he gets a lot of help from Wei Wuxian, like finally getting shit done in like the Jin sect. And at the same time, oh my god, there's this one scene where Lanzhan learns that Wei Wuxian is like staying there, so he visits, pretending to like be like, I'm on chief cultivator duty, like he's like really there. So him and Jinling get alone together, and Jinling is like, why don't you tell Wei Wuxian you love him? Like obviously you love my uncle, like why won't you say anything? And Lanzhan is taken aback, and he's like, well, I don't want to give him any responsibilities, I want him to be free. And Jinling is like, are you stupid? He was literally first disciple. He loves responsibility, okay? Like he teaches he was teaching students during cloud recesses because like he likes to teach. Yeah. He was the first disciple, so he had juniors who he taught. When the Wen people were fucking dying, he took responsibility for them and took them to a mountain. He took responsibility for the war. Like he loves responsibility. What the fuck is wrong with you? So like the way the writing, it's so funny. It's so funny. Like the writing, the way that Jilling thinks is like everyone is a fucking idiot, and like what is wrong with the adults? Like what is wrong with people? And there's on top of that layer, there's this amazing misunderstanding that happens because like, so Sijui comes to visit, but he's really awkward around Wei because he's like, oh, like I mean, you technically raised me, but it's been many years, and like I don't know if you still see me as my son or as your son. So he doesn't want to call him dad. He calls him Senior Wei, and Jinling is like, what the fuck? That's how you treat your dad? How unfilial! And like,
I want to read this so bad.
It's so funny, dude. It's so funny. And like, okay, I won't say anymore because the miscommunication is hilarious, and you need to find out for yourself.
Oh my god, yes, I want to.
So it's so good.
Perfect.
It's like she's so funny. She's so funny.
Fuck yes. Okay.
Please read that. So great.
Yes,
so great.
yes. I want it so bad. That's so great.
Wei
I love
Wuxian
that.
is just like, and it's you don't see a lot of Wei Wuxian x Lanzhan because it's all in Jinling's point of view, and he's like kind of playing matchmaker. But I don't even care because Jinling's thoughts and opinions are they're so great.
Perfect.
So great.
Oh, I'm gonna read that tonight. Perfect.
Yeah, please. It's like 63,000 words. It's good. It's
I'm
good.
down.
I finished it in like 2 days. It's so funny.
Fuck yes, good,
10 out of 10.
perfect. Oh my god. And you know, just to commemorate, the Jinling's the summary of Modao Zushi from Jinling's perspective. Jinling's uncle dies to bring back Jingling's uncle, who was killed by Jingling's uncle, except not really, so he teams up with Jingling's future uncle-in-law to solve the mutilated body, which turns out to be Jingling's uncle, who was killed by Jingling's uncle. And this all culminated in a confrontation which Jingling's uncle, Jingling's future uncle-in-law, Jingling's uncle, and Jingling's uncle confronted Jingling's uncle, who was stabbed by Jingling's uncle and was killed by the resentful ghost of Jingling's uncle. And this was all secretly orchestrated by Jingling's uncle.
Like literally, he has so many fucking family members.
I love it so much. It's so perfect. Yes.
And like, seriously, his opinions about his family, 10 out of 10. It's so good.
Okay.
It's so good. He has so many uncles. Like Wei Wuxian is his uncle. Jiang Cheng is his uncle. Lanshan is his uncle-in-law.
Mo Shen Yu, his uncle.
Mo Shen Yu, yeah. And then Jing Guangyao, his uncle.
Yes. Jing Xixuan.
His uncle.
Jing Zhu Shen, whatever the other one, also his uncle. Jing
Everyone's
Guangshen is his
Xi Chen
grandfather.
is also his uncle-in-law who stabs Qin Guangyao, his uncle.
Everyone's his uncle.
Everyone's his uncle. All the adults, his uncle.
He's related to absolutely fucking everyone.
It's so funny. Yeah. And technically him and Shizhui are cousins, right? And so he's like, you're my family. I don't know why the fuck you're acting so weird, but fucking cut it out. Like, he's so funny. He's so funny. I love him. I love him so
great.
Much. Great. 10 out of 10.
There's a lot of uncles, okay? There's a lot of uncles. Perfect. Okay, so now we move on to the part where we talk about Patreon.
Yeah.
Let's look at this week's comments. Let's look at this week's comments. And last week was the 7th, so I'm going to scroll back to the 7th. Oh wait, do we have any new comments since last week? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Oh.
You guys need to.
Oh wait, no. Wait, no. Yeah. We have nothing. We have nothing.
Okay, that's fine.
No comments since last week. Did I properly publish? Yes, I did publish all the... Okay, I did it correctly.
Okay, I'm glad.
Okay, so this is the part where we talk about Patreon. Because I'm just going to cut that all out.
Okay.
We're going to talk about our Tsutuan tier. So our Tsutuan tier is where you guys just like help us support the podcast. You basically pay our fees.
Thank you for supporting our podcast by subscribing to our highest tier level, and it really helps fund the show and keeps it going, and we literally couldn't be doing this without you guys. So every tier matters, but we want to especially highlight the highest tier Patreon.
Yes, because you give us the most money. So
yes,
all you ballers out there, you get privileges.
Ballers. Yes.
Thank you so much, Kate Payne.
Thank you, Kita.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Faceboy23.
And thank you, George. If you guys would like to support us on Patreon, it's patreon.com/BLHQ podcast. And it's where you can get early episodes plus a bottom show, which is a completely extra episode that we only publish to Patreon, where we talk about other things such as super explicit fan fictions that we read.
Yeah, we talk about the explicit fanfics on the bottom of the show because I don't think it's YouTube friendly. There's no way.
And then what else? We talk about.
Oh, but if you want to support us for free,
yes,
you can support us on Twitter.
Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter for like updates and retweets of people that we follow. And
catch our live show every Tuesday on YouTube.
That's true. We do have a live show every Tuesday. Yeah, we're trying to be good about that.
Yes. We're keeping it consistent, y'all. Yes. Okay. And as Xie Lian said, there is no reason why. It's because I want to. Even if I told you, a useless trash like you wouldn't understand. Amazing.
Bye, everyone.
Tell off my note, please. Bye, guys.
And that is the end of episode 41.
Yeah.
Woo. So, what'd you guys think? Oh, let me chat. Yes. Obsessed with responsibility. Yes, he's obsessed with responsibility.
Also, let me write the recap for the next episode.
Yeah. Also, hello, Phase Boy. His name on YouTube is Kage Komatsu. And the whole uncles list. Yes. Oh my god, so many uncles. Listen, it's so sad the last few episodes. I can only express my sadness so many ways. I know, Kate Payne, I know. We love XXX fanfics. We fucking do. Yes, I have so many good ones to talk about in the bottom show, but you're going to have to listen to that through our Patreon because we're going to record it later. Let me actually pick my fic to talk about. Yes. Okay. I have my fic to talk about in the next episode because we're gonna record 2 episodes today. La 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 la. The one I want to talk about. Doop. Okay, I'm putting that into. Right. Okay, cool. Woo. I know, I can't wait to talk about the different fanfics I've been reading. I've just been on the huge scum villain bender lately. I just want to listen to Senshin Cho suffer and Luo Binghe being crazy. And then I like it when Luo Binghe regrets all of his like past mistakes. I love it when he feels like full on, like when he learns everything that he's done to Senshin Cho and all the people around him, how he's wronged them. I love that. It's like so delicious to me. All right, let me open up our next Google Doc episode. Okay. Oh, you know what? This is the perfect time for me to go take a small break, so I will be right back. You guys enjoy for a sec. While Jenny's like trying to write this furiously. All right, BRB.
Well, we finished up our far with the native one. The game of this is disperse. And then we can start for another Patreon. Okay. I think this is good for the summary. Okay.
Okay. Hello?
I think we are.
Okay.
Okay. I only have 4 chapters in here because 204 is not done.
Okay. I think that's enough.
Pretty long chapters. Yeah.
Oh yeah, then we're probably gonna end up with like 3 or something. Dude, remember the picture of the babka I sent you? I just ate
what?
it. The babka,
Oh,
the bread. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
Dude,
good?
it's so good.
Yay.
It's
I'm really hungry. I have to eat something too.
It's a chocolate hazelnut bread. That's like a Jewish bread. It's so good.
Stop! You're making me hungry.
Oh my god. It's so good. Okay. Alright, I'll stop eating. I just wanted to try it. It was sitting on my counter, like completely freshly baked. And I'm like, fuck, I really want to eat it.
Did Jeff eat any?
Not yet. I think he's working out right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, oh fuck, it's so good. Oh, what a rich chocolate flavor. Oh my god, the hazelnuts is such a good texture. I love it. Oh, it's so delicious. Tangiri says he used to watch some BL anime because of your aunt, which are fun, but it's never been your thing. But this makes you a fan because of how compelling and layered the story is. Exactly. When we said that,
so fucking
it's
good.
so
I love that summary
good.
that you said. It is very layered and complex.
Like, I always compare it to Lord of the Rings. I'm like, imagine Lord of the Rings, but instead of like heterosexual relationships between like the elf and that guy, it's like gay. It's gay. It's gay.
Absolutely.
Love it. Okay. Let me start a new Zencaster thing. I'll have to hang up on this one. I'll send you the link for the new one. Okay.
Okay.
New episode. This is BLHQ episode 42. Create. Then I send this link to Jenny. Okay. Hello, welcome back.
Okay. Yes, it's good.
Okay, cool. All right, what you guys in chat doing? How you feeling? Feeling good? I want to make sure you
Ready
ladies
for
know
later,
since
a
it's your
longer
passion.
stream?
Oh.
Did you redo the YouTube video, or are we keeping it?
I mean, we can stop and then start a new one. That sounds right. Let's
Or
do
do you
that.
want to just do like 41-42 on the title, or?
Let's start
I
a
don't care either
new
way.
one. Then we have 2 videos. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna stop and it's gonna restart, and then everyone in this needs to click on the new live link, I believe.
Gotcha.
I'm actually not totally sure how YouTube works when it comes to lives, but we're gonna
I think there's a separate link.
yeah, we're gonna restart the stream. And it's gonna be episode 42. Okay.